So this is Leandro, the first black belt I ever rolled with. If that rash guard looks familiar, it's straight from the source. From the passing today, I was really working the passing concepts that I've been working on for the last few months. That's pressure on the inside and outside of the knees, and then using a little bit of my flexibility, trying to keep it on the feet. And then once I got tired, I got to the floor. So I was working lots of movement at this point, reading any sort of new attacks that he was going to give me. And then I was noticing he was doing a lot of inverting, making sure his feet were right in front of me. At this point, I felt like I could collapse my posture and start putting pressure towards his hips a little more. And he was doing a great job rotating and getting rid of any sort of hip pressure or grips. And you were also really successful with arm drags today. I know that you like this game, getting underneath and on top. And from here, I was looking for maybe some more leg entanglements and pressure downwards on the knee. So here I thought about sitting back for a leg lock for a split second, and then I saw that a little bit of an overcompensation, so I was able to get past the knees. But some really slick re-guarding here. I really concentrated on keeping my hands together around your body and then using movement and pressure to try and collapse your knees and stand behind you. So you can see the power of closed loops here. So even though he's able to insert butterfly hooks and face towards me, I have such good control of his hips with my arms in a closed loop that it's really hard to re-guard, and I have good control of his body. Just wanted to showcase the body lock passing that I've been working on a little bit. Sprawl out, get into half guard, and then hike up my leg. But he does a really good job regarding making sure his hips are high, there are frames in place, really hard to pass. So you can see the progression of my grips. I go from gable to butterfly, but his hand, the way that he's hiked up his hips is so good. Almost got away from me, making sure I don't get my hooks in. Very comfortable. And then I switch into this double underhooks, but the inversion, really good work making sure he Granby rolls. And even though I'm trying to suck him into the back position, he gets our hips away from us, and then that beautiful Granby roll. And then again, he's just making sure the movement is the thing that breaks my grip. And I'm trying to compensate by putting pressure, but that movement was great. A couple of Granby rolls and an arm drag. So this is straight out of Eduardo's playbook. Dropping back and inverting a little bit for the leg, knee bars and such. Really slick passing here. Collar tie into trying to float pass. Really good work on the engagement, making sure my posture was broken, kind of faking, and then getting into the leg entanglement the way you wanted to. Really good. Just a sneaky butterfly sweep there. I was able to get on top. And then I know you're trying to get underneath me, so I'm trying to retreat as much as possible, get a good grip of your legs, and then use pressure to pass. Really good move of the day, that back step into 411 before I could get into place, and then passing the guard into the Kimura grip. Really good work. So the wrestling gets a little amped up as the socks come off. There is a really good response to the thumb post on the left shoulder, my right hand, by going on for 2-on-1s, on Russian 2-on-1s. So I respond by going for 2-on-1s on my own, and he does a really good job keeping balance, kicking out that leg and planting that hand. Really good work. I need to put more pressure downwards, and so it makes it hard for you to plant. Another good plant, but this time I'm able to break the posture and settle into a passing position. Really slick positional work here. I was in a good spot pinning that ankle, but that hip heist really changes the dynamic. And then from here, really good work establishing a position by spinning, making sure frames are in between us. And then I'm putting some weird pressure on the knee, and then some really good opportunistic guillotine work. So you can see the fatigue already setting in for me. I'm getting more tired. My posture is getting more broken. I'm not passing on the feet, and you opportunistically arm drag into a really good spot. I thought I would be able to post, but you do a good job, and I consider that a sweep. Really slick passing sequence. You post on the shoulders, get me flat on my back, onto my ankles, and then I try to compensate by grabbing your leg, but just amazing work into a reverse half guard. And then from here, just that really nice double trouble into Aoki lock on the far ankle. Really powerful sequence. I'm starting to get good at defending that single leg with my stomach on the top of your head. It's tough to enter into my legs now because I've really focused on heavy legs so you can't pull them back. And then front headlock into the darce is what I'll be looking for off the single leg if I can't take your back. Really nice north-south choke defense here. I was wondering why I couldn't get it here. I knew I had a good angle and I knew you had your chin tucked, but I could put pressure on there. But just really good work connecting your hands, creating space, framing on my chest. I think the only real big mistake I was able to capitalize on was this inversion right here coming up. You try to invert and that gives me the opportunity to sink in the Kimura deeper and then get it in behind your leg and arm. So this was a little progression of the wrestling for the last few months. I'm going to try and close distance and clasp my hands in behind you. From there, I can really break your posture, take you down, but you insert the butterfly hooks in and sweep me really effectively. Just great sequence. I should have let go of the body lock and disengaged and tried to pass guard, but you took that over eagerness to pass your guard and flip me over right away. And then just a really great passing sequence here. Just sick back take work here. Really sticky on my back, even though I'm spinning. Really good work, and then maintaining the positional control with that half Nelson. What started the pass was that pressure on the outside of your knees, and then overcompensation let me rotate around. Just beautiful regard. That hand motion, that hip heist, really good work. You could have gotten up into the front headlock from there. Just excellent escape work. This is where the second wind comes in. The fatigue has disappeared a little bit. I've broken through that threshold and I'm rolling a little bit more freely now with my feet. Best move of the day coming up, just really good read. You feel that I'm a little bit too far away from you, and you're able to invert and catch my leg. Just really good positional work, and then it sets you up for a good position. A little wrestling, kind of reminiscent of Gordon Ryan, Andre Galvao there. Probably should have finished here. I was in such a good spot. Good crucifix on the arm. But you do a really good job escaping your shoulder right there. And then I'm unable to keep you there. And then my favorite sequence of the day, you get the crucifix on me pretty quickly afterwards. Just making me laugh about how Nogi, in 1 second you're in a good spot, the next second you're not. Just a beautiful climb right up onto the top crucifix position, far superior than what I had. But you finish ultimately with a little Americana shoulder lock action, just really nice. So I'm starting to use this Imanari roll as a takedown. I'm using it to establish good grips and then initiate wrestling as an ankle pick. Just was able to sink in the choke pretty quick here. So I fake one way, go the other. I'm using 2 moves now to pass your guard instead of just the one. This was a sick adjustment, the way you're able to catch my arm and get your knee in between us as I was trying to hike up your body. Just great timing. If I could have connected my hands, there's a handgun choke there. I almost could have finished, kind of a diesel squeezle, but just really good reading of the weakness in my position and ending up in a good spot. This was just clinical, the way that you isolated the arm, pinned the shoulders with your hips, kept the arm isolated, and then put pressure on the shoulder with your body. Just great work. Again, I'm looking for underhooks and a heavy pinch headlock if I can, double underhooks if I can, and then looking to twist your body with upper body takedowns. So from here is my 2-on-1 series. I break your posture, go for the ankle pick, but this guillotine, really slick work. Fatigue really setting in. You can see the movements have slowed. I'm trying to get the bounce back, but I'm really tired here. This is that jade unlock position, a 2-on-1 with a lock. I have good purchase of your arm, but you do a good job defending. This is something a lot of people don't do, is retreating when they feel there's pressure in the wrong places. Really smart. Just beautiful shin to shin into single leg X. Old reliable, just was able to put pressure on that far leg and then onto your shoulders, but you do a good job getting into a crab ride. My back was probably there for the taking, but I had that ankle grip. Just a really good sequence though, and then you get into a good spot regarding. So this pass started with pressure on the bottom leg. I'm able to create a lot of pinning force with that bottom leg, and then eventually climb up your body. Once you engage something in between us, I'm able to put pressure on the outside of your knees and then engage the body lock. Here, I was too ambitious. I should have stayed on top, but I thought an armbar would be fun, so I threw an armbar up, but you do a good job defending and then punishing. When I'm tired, I'll be looking to enter the half guard as much as I can. Preserve some energy because it strips down the variables a little more, so I'm able to take control of the less variables. But the best wrestling sequence of the day, I try for inverting into a leg lock, and you just ride into a really dominant position. Best part of the sequence is how you're able to stay on top even with the rotation and all of this tricky movement. You're able to keep your head height above mine and your hips above mine. So even though I was doing a lot of rotation, a lot of explosive movement, ultimately you're able to win the scramble. Really excellent detail, how you never let go of that arm. That arm is always separated away from my torso. Even though I'm spinning, trying to get more control, it doesn't leave my wrist until you lock in the Kimura. So now I only shoot for singles when I'm tired. So you'll notice my techniques become really stripped down. As I get more tired, I start relying on the things that I'm used to. But really good work keeping your hips in front of us, and I'm not able to solidify position. I love the creativity. A little cartwheel pass and then onto the other side. Just beautiful passing, back and forth. Hard to stop. Really great training this week. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Awesome to have you back. Some great black belt rounds.